All right, what are we ordering today? What do you get? So I like sharing when it comes to food. Sharing is caring. Stick your fork in my plate, it's okay.
I'm not that big on sharing. Sometimes I just want my own. I'm an only child.
Stop it. Don't be selfish. Don't be selfish. Not on camera. Don't be selfish.
Warning, the following content may induce serious FOMO and an uncontrollable urge to travel.
Good morning, Caviar and Wings.
Hey
Good morning.
guys. So do you want to tell them where we are first?
We're in New York City.
NYC, one of our favorite places.
Yeah. So Soho Grand Hotel. One of my favorite hotels to stay at every time I come.
Yeah. They're so nice here.
Super, super nice here. Everyone is so gracious, from the management team all the way to the front desk. Everyone is super nice. And it's conveniently located in Soho. So when I did live in New York, this was the area I lived in. So this is like home for me.
So you did live here for a really long time.
Yeah.
And because of that, I also lived here for a very long time.
She did. She had a permanent residency here in New York City.
I know people ask you all the time, but do you miss it? And would you come back?
I do miss it. I would come back for the right reasons.
What are the right reasons?
It would either have to be for love or money.
Oh my God.
It would.
Okay, sis.
It would have to be for love or money. And what I mean by that, it's like, okay, I start dating a significant other, and for some reason they need to be in New York. I would make that move.
So you don't miss it just from a you aspect. You would only be moving for someone else.
Yes and no. Okay, so it's complicated. The money aspect, I associate that career-wise, right? So it's like, oh, okay, my career is accelerating, Caviar and Wings is going through the roof and taking off, and all these things are happening, and we need to establish, for some reason or another, a presence here in the city, for sure, without a doubt. Like,
yeah.
I'm in New York immediately, right? But until that happens, it's like Miami kind of took me in during the pandemic and embraced me, and I appreciate the city for that. I don't feel a compelling reason, to come back to New York City. And the city, it's a little different now. It's not how it used to be.
Yeah, for the longest time, I thought about living here, and I feel like we had so many friends here. A lot of them left during COVID. But so many people would be like, oh, you should move here, you should move here. And I always wanted to, but the thing about it was just Justin and I, right? And so I've always felt like I never wanted to leave my support system in Baltimore, because that's really important. Like I need that, Now that he's much older, I've entertained the thought of living other places, but I always have a soft spot for New York. I love it here. We spent so many years here prior to COVID, right? And when you left, it was like unbelievable.
I know.
So, speaking of COVID, do you ever think the city can get back to what it once was? Because it's not there yet.
It's not. I think for us, no. Because when I did originally come up to New York, it was just this whole movement in our friend group where everyone was at the very beginning of their careers and really was grinding it out and came to New York City and been able to elevate into real leadership positions and accomplishing all the things that they've wanted to accomplish, and it's taking them to other places, or it's afforded them the ability to be like, oh, I can go live in LA and just fly to New York whenever I have a meeting. And that energy that was in the city.
It was such a time.
It was
such a time.
It was such a time.
Oh my God! Like the
going
times,
out, the parties, everything. It was just such a good time. And now that whole community we had built and that energy that was around it, it's like so dispersed now, and I
Yeah.
think it would take a lot for some of those folks to come back into the city, and now it'd just be different anyways.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's a little bit older, like.
Oh my gosh. I would just hop on the train, come up here for the weekend. Well, for me, it's a short train ride from Baltimore to come here. So I would hop on the train. Used to be in Tribeca. So like, I only knew the landscape of like Tribeca and Soho. That's
Spoiled.
it. Like, that's it. And so people will be like, oh, you're always in New York. Can you tell me about this and that? And I'm like, I can tell you about Tribeca. You want to go to Soho? I can tell you about that. Like, that's it.
Nothing above 14th Street.
Nothing. I have not seen Times Square. So funny.
So, yeah. So the entire time I stayed, it was a running joke at one point, right? That people would be like, oh, Sahar doesn't go above 14th Street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because one day I was up here and I wanted to go to Harlem. I wanted to go to Harlem. And I'm like, oh, let's go to this, XYZ place. And she's like, Harlem? But the thing about it is, people in New York act like 20 minutes is so far
away.
And they're like, oh my God. So I convinced her to go. So we get in the car cab, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm preparing myself for this long car ride. I get in there, I get comfortable. I'm like, we were there in 20 minutes. So for somebody who lives in Maryland, 20 minutes is nothing. You can't get anywhere in less than 20 minutes, right? So I'm like, why do people in New York act like?
People are neighborhood snobs. Like, I like Harlem, but I just don't like leaving my neighborhood.
Whether it was anywhere, whether it was Brooklyn, whether it was Harlem, it was just like, oh my God, that's so far. We can't go there. I'm like, what?
New Yorkers are neighborhood snobs. They usually, just like hunker down, and they're like, this is
hunker down.
this is my domain. This is my area.
Mm-hmm.
I don't travel much.
But you were in, to your point, you were in a good area. But, there were times where I really wanted like soul food. You know what I mean? Like I wanted
real soul
food,
yeah.
like some really good, your grandma cooked it,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's a little challenging to get that in Tribeca, even though they opened this New Orleans inspired restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
We should go next time.
Is that the one Delula always talks about?
Yes.
She posts it all the time. And
Yeah,
it looks so good.
Flashing it on the screen,
Yes.
the name of the restaurant, because we don't remember off the top of our head.
She's going to kill us for putting her spot out there.
Yeah, she is. She's going to be mad. It's okay.
Hey, Delula.
Hey, it's really good. It's a really, really good restaurant.
It
and
looks amazing.
It's in Tribeca,
Mm-hmm.
so, which is an anomaly for that style food.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, actually, I take that back, because the beautiful thing about New York is that the food scene is, every neighborhood has its own unique, plethora of restaurants and style and cuisine, and it's all so yummy.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. You know what? Hold on one second. Let me tell you about this guy.
Oh God, a guy?
Mm-hmm. He didn't, I was dating this guy, but he wasn't the type to frequent the sceney restaurants.
Okay.
Like your Catches and your Towels. And I mean, he would go every once in a while, but that really wasn't his jam. What he liked were these restaurants that you don't really hear about unless you really are a foodie,
Mm-hmm.
or you live in the neighborhood, or you're just really diligent about okay, what really are all these restaurants? Because he would take me to these restaurants in West Village that I have never heard of. Most of them are the size of someone's living room, and they would be absolutely amazing.
Really?
So good. So absolutely amazing. We should probably just do a post of just West Village, fall into spots that were, the food is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I will say they use a lot of butter, but
The best restaurants too.
The best
We know
restaurants
that.
too.
The best restaurants.
Oh man, but it's so
Is there any
good.
greater thing on earth though than butter and salt?
No.
Especially
No.
the big
Not
flaky,
even- not even
the big
sex.
flaky salt like we had yesterday.
Not even sex.
Depends on who.
Depends on who.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right. So yes, the big flaky salt.
Yeah.
The big flaky salt is amazing. The fresh ground pepper, real black ground pepper. Oh man, where you could smell it coming from this pepper shaker, the pepper grinder. It's amazing.
But because we have so much history up here, there's been a lot of great places that have come and gone. We've had some favorites that like have not survived, and I'm so sad about it.
So sad.
So one is Da Silvano. I love that place.
That place is really good.
I miss that place.
Yeah.
I love, like, Italian is my favorite, so I definitely miss that place.
I miss, you already know what I'm going to say I miss Mercer Kitchen. If anybody knows me, they know that they could, that's my watering hole.
She would be posted up in there. That was your cheers.
That was my cheers.
Yeah.
So it was in Soho, like right around the corner from where we are now, and obviously like walking distance from where I used to live. And that was another thing too why I didn't leave the neighborhood is I liked.
You had great food, yes.
Yeah,
just
I had
steps
great
from your
food,
door.
and I liked walking everywhere. That was my thing. I hated jumping on the subway. Like those days.
We used to walk to Bubby's in the morning.
Yes,
Remember that?
Bubby's was really good. Yeah,
That was always fun.
That was really good too. So yeah, there was like some really good, but there's some new ones now. So we gotta go find the new ones and tell the folks about the new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What are we ordering today? What do you get? So I like sharing when it comes to food. Sharing is caring. Stick your fork in my plate. It's okay.
I'm not that big on sharing. Sometimes I just want my own. I'm my only child.
Stop it. Don't be selfish. Don't be selfish. Not on camera. Don't be selfish. Ooh, who do you think has the best burger in New York City that you've ever had? Do you recall?
I don't eat burgers here.
Really?
Yeah, I don't come here for the burgers. I come here for the Italian food a lot of the time. I mean, like, if I'm craving something in New York, it's like Italian.
Ruby's Cafe has one of the best burgers in the city. Absolutely amazing. Actually, all their food is really good, but I am addicted to their burgers. Soho Grand also has a great burger. Fort Charles also has a great burger. Good luck getting a reservation there. It's a little tight, but Fort Charles has a great burger. I'm trying to think who else has. There's so many good burgers in the city.
I do not think of burgers when I think of New York.
Really?
Mm-mm.
No, there's a lot of great burgers in the city that I personally thoroughly enjoy. So I'm gonna go with the cheeseburger for breakfast. Don't judge me.
I think I'm gonna do the fried egg sandwich. I think that sounds amazing.
All right. So we're gonna have breakfast and then we'll be right back.
We'll be back.
Where are we going next?
We're gonna go outside somewhere. We're gonna take you guys outside.
Oh, all right. We're gonna go outside.
It finally stopped raining, so we're gonna step outside and we're gonna chat a little bit more about one of our favorite cities, New York.
Yes. Okay.
So we'll be back.
All right. Bye.
Hey, so we're out in these New York City streets.
Yes.
We wanted to step outside for a bit, although there is a heat advisory today, so I'm hoping we don't pass out and die.
You got to take one for the team sometimes.
And that's clearly what we're doing right now. But we wanted to bring you outside one of our absolute favorite cities. We're in Soho right now. So I think we're going to walk and maybe try to find some dessert. Or what?
I want French toast dessert.
French toast dessert?
Yeah, when you go, what I noticed in Paris is that a lot of the restaurants, they'll have a version of French toast as a dessert option. I love French toast, so kind of I think what I want. Is that okay?
Right,
You know where they say they have good French toast? I haven't had it here because we always get the same thing every time we go. Is Siddell's.
How far is Siddell?
Right up the street.
Oh, so let's go up there.
Yeah.
See what they got going on.
Yeah, Siddell's is good.
So we were talking a little bit off camera about the fact that you used to live here. And I want to know, being as though you lived here for so long, have you ever done the super touristy stuff, like the traditional landmarks, like the Empire State Building, the Statue of Liberty, that kind of stuff? Have you ever done any of that?
No, not really. So
as many times as I've been here, I haven't done it either.
Haven't done any of the touristy things here. That's a shame.
We should do it. We should just do all touristy things one day. I want to buy a I Love New York t-shirt.
Okay.
I want to do all the touristy things.
Statue of Liberty.
We'll go to Times Square.
We'll go. Okay.
And we'll just walk around and be amongst the people.
How about we just stay in Times Square the next time we come?
Stay in Times Square?
Yeah. You really want to be a tourist? Let's do it. Let's go all the way in. we gotta stay in Times Square.
That might be going a little too far for me.
They actually open an Edition in Times Square, so if there's anything that can get me to stay in Times Square, it is an Edition hotel because just the way they smell.
No, they do
excites
smell
me.
really good. I stayed in an Edition recently, so we'll have an episode coming up on that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be exciting.
I know the one in Mexico, right?
Yes.
Nice.
The new one in Mexico and Riviera Maya.
Nice.
Absolutely stunning. Stunning.
Yeah. So yeah, we could do a full touristy situation. We should go to a Broadway play as well. We should get on one of those buses.
Oh, the double decker?
The double decker.
Oh, we can walk now.
Oh, yeah. Hi.
Trying to walk and record and not get run over in New York City.
Yeah. Oh, there's Cipriani right here too.
That's another one of our faves. I
Yeah.
love to sit outside when the weather's nice.
The one on West Broadway is definitely our favorite.
So we're walking along outside, obviously. I feel like by the end of this,
The hair,
my
you
hair
can't
is
judge
gonna
us.
be out to here.
No, we were on the elevator in the hotel going upstairs to just drop our stuff off and come for a walk. And the guy on the elevator had his dog. And he's like, it's so hot outside. Even the dog is
I know, the
panting.
dog was out of breath.
He was like, you guys must not have been outside yet because y'all look way too well
Y'all
put
look-
together. He's like, y'all look really put together. You haven't been outside yet. It's like, we haven't. We're about to though, so we'll let you know how that turns out for us.
No, but I feel like anywhere I've gone lately has been record highs, right?
Yeah.
So is that global warming?
Yes. For
It's
sure.
so freaking hot everywhere you go. Like,
For sure. That's why it barely snows now sometimes in the Northeast.
no, it doesn't snow. I went to Mexico. I was outside for one day and got burned. I mean,
Oh,
we
yeah?
were all, and I wasn't like,
You didn't put sunblock on?
I did.
Oh, wow.
Of course I did. I always do. But we were out there for one day at the pool and everybody looked like a lobster afterwards.
wow.
Skin peeling,
Ew.
a heat rash. It was a mess.
Yeah.
I fell in love with this place when I had the $100 caviar eggs. But they're so good. They're so worth it. 10 out of 10. Highly
Yes.
recommend.
They are some scrambled
It's
eggs
amazing.
with just a whole lot of caviar.
Oh my
on
God, it's so
top.
good.
Yeah. Oh. They're the best, right?
Right?
We have a co-signer in the background. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Maybe you just want to do some caviar and some toast. Maybe you want to just do that, or you rather do the French toast?
Whatever you want, sweetheart. Whatever you want. I don't want any French toast, actually.
Okay, so why don't we just do some
okay,
caviar
that's
and
fine.
toast? Oh man, we're gonna have a fat girl moment. I went from eating a burger at 11:30 p.m. last night to 8 a.m.
breakfast? Damn, look at that burger.
This
Is that a
morning.
burger or is that a bagel?
And then, hi.
Do you need some time?
No,
we're ready.
We're ready.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'll be right back.
Oh, and you got my Bellini, right? All right, cool. Thank you. Oh my God, guys, that was like $325 just to get the service one. So the trick was we get the latkes and just get caviar added to it, and it's like a third of the price.
They're not going to like you sharing that information.
Tips and tricks. Tips and tricks. Yes, because I saw that and I was like, oh no, sir. Like, let's try this another way.
I feel like we should have just did the scrambled eggs, though. Those are good.
Oh my God, that's just. I feel like.
What's the difference? When we're eating. We're eating again. We just ate, we're eating again. What's the difference?
Have you had the latkes here before?
No.
They're amazing.
Really?
Oh my God, they're so good.
No, whenever I come here, the only thing I get is the caviar scrambled eggs.
All right.
Because it's my favorite. Oh,
I
it's
know.
so good.
She dreams about it.
I do.
There were times.
I don't live anywhere near any Fidel.
When I was here, she would hit me up. She's like, you know what? I just want to catch the train up so we can go have some scrambled eggs and some caviar.
I went to Dallas at one point over the summer, and last summer, for a moment, and I was by myself for a minute, and I needed somewhere to eat. And when I Googled and they saw Fidel, I was like, oh, that's where I'm going. I went and sat by myself, had the caviar eggs,
Nice.
all to myself, but it was so good. Oh.
Are you cool with like going out to eat and stuff alone?
So that's so funny. I saw somebody on Twitter the other day talking about this. So I think she worked in a restaurant maybe,
Yeah.
and she was annoyed that people would come in to eat alone and want a table. And she's like, whenever they do that, I always say, there's space at the bar. There's space at the bar. So when I was young, I didn't understand that because I also worked at a restaurant when I was in college, and it was a really nice restaurant, always super booked. It had a really great view in Baltimore, right? And so people would come in and be like, oh, can I get a table for one? And I always felt like, bro, like you're taking up the prime real estate for people that want to come and have fun. Thank you. And I'd be like, well, I'm like, the bar is right there. And they'd be like, no, I would like a table. So when I was younger, and which this girl on Twitter probably was, right, I didn't understand that.
Oh, I get it.
But now that I'm older, because for a long time, I could not eat alone. And if I was meeting you, let's say I was meeting you at a restaurant and you were late, I would sit in the car and just wait.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm always on time, so I find myself waiting for people more often than not. I would just sit in the car, scroll my phone or whatever, but now I can do anything by myself, and I feel like it's so freeing, and it's just something that for a lot of people it comes with age, right? Mm-hmm. Like now I'll go out by myself, I'll go to the movies by myself, the bar, wherever I want to go.
I haven't been able to do the movies by myself yet.
Yeah,
I'm not a big movie person to begin with, so the notion of going by myself is...
Yeah, so I love going to the movies, like more than probably most. And a lot of times I can get Justin to go with me, but sometimes he's not a big movie person, right? So sometimes he doesn't want to. If it's something I really want to see,
you'll go by yourself?
And I love the pretzel bites at the movies with cheese. So I go by myself all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
No. But so I think being comfortable with your own company, it just comes with maturity, right? What would you say?
A lot of times. I mean, I think there's some people who are comfortable with it, period, but agreed. In most cases, in a lot of cases, I feel like it just comes over time.
Yeah, when I was in college, I didn't understand it. I would look at people eating by themselves with a book, or like eating by themselves and just not looking at anything, just staring out the window, and I didn't get it.
Yeah, I could definitely eat by myself. I used to have to do that a lot because I would travel for work, and a lot of times I was always traveling by myself for work, so it's like it was the only option was to eat by myself.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to really wrap my head around traveling by myself.
So I haven't done that.
That's a new phase or a new
it's like
trend.
A thing.
It's a new trend now that people are traveling by themselves, and I'm like, should I try it? I just can't wrap my head around it yet.
I don't think that's for me.
Yeah.
I love myself. I love my own company. There are times where I'm on a trip and let's say you depart early, or, whoever you're with may not be getting in for another day, and, I'll spend the day by myself.
Yeah. I could do one night.
But a whole trip on purpose, I'm not into that.
I have done a whole night by myself, like a whole night day in a foreign country by myself. I just did that in Paris.
But not the whole trip.
Not the whole trip.
That sounds, and I love my own company, don't get me wrong. I think I'm hilarious, but I don't want to be by myself that much like that.
I do think one thing that's going to be important for us to do is highlight the cities that are the safest, because there are a lot of people who do, especially women, who like to travel by themselves. So just highlighting the locations that are the safest for people to travel by themselves, because there's a lot of stranger danger out there.
Yeah, there is. So I knew this girl, and she went to Italy. Like, she went all throughout Italy for 2 weeks by herself.
It's a long
and
time.
I was like,
that's a long time by yourself.
I didn't say it to her. Maybe I shouldn't say that about her. I don't know. It wasn't for me, and I didn't get it.
Wait.
I was like, girl, what you over there doing all that time by yourself? You over there up to something.
Up to something.
You over there doing something. That's too long by yourself. No, I'm gonna need a friend. I'm gonna need a drinking buddy. Something. No, that's weird.
Do you get drunk by yourself? Like,
I don't know. To me, solo travel is just dangerous. Like, in my opinion, because I'm like, okay, you can have my location, you can know where I went, but if somebody unfortunately does something to me, I feel like nobody is gonna know for a minute. I mean,
well, I feel like
they're not gonna know right away. What do you check? Are you checking in with your family every night? Nobody's doing that.
Yeah, you should. Well, if you're traveling by yourself, you should.
People are not doing that. Yeah, people are not doing that. So I feel like if something happens to me, it's gonna be a minute before.
I do think though that if you're traveling by yourself, you should be intentional about doing that. About saying, hey guys, I'm going here, I'm going by myself, I'm gonna check in every night at 9 p.m. If you don't hear from me,
I don't think people are doing that though. I don't think that's part of the the thing.
They should.
Right? Like, I don't think that they're doing
They
that.
should. They should do it, though. They should do it. Anyways, all right, so
this is like a perfect snack because we literally just ate. But what we used to do a lot of the times up here, and I think we talked about this on one of the earlier episodes, is the fun thing about New York is everything is so close together. We would go to one restaurant for dinner, then we would stumble into another restaurant for dessert, then we would stumble into another restaurant for like hookah, you know, and end the night there. Like, it was always so much fun.
yeah. Remember that
And
was
also
that,
fat.
Oh, you know what was the classic night? We had so much fun. We went to, I think, Cherry for appetizers. There used to be this restaurant called Cherry back in the day at.
And we loved it.
Yes,
Now it's Philippe. It's Philippe now.
Is it?
Yeah. Downstairs Philippe.
Is that Philippe still there even at the Dream Hotel in Meatpacking?
Well, it was the last time I stayed at Dream, but
Yeah. So
I assume it's still there.
So Cherry used to have these short rib, like, I don't know what they were. They were amazing is what they were. So we would go there for that appetizer.
And the tuna, and I don't even eat tuna,
Yeah.
but I would eat it there because it was so,
So
thin.
thin.
It was sliced like paper thin, and it was on this like little
Pizza thing, a little, yeah, it was
cracker
good.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's the only time I would eat that.
And then we
tuna.
would go to the Italian restaurant, Scarpetta. Scarpetta still has one of the best tomato pastas ever.
But that's gone, right? That's gone, the one we went to?
The one we went to, it's gone, but it's in a different location.
Okay, so since it's gone, I can talk about this. We sat outside that night.
Yeah.
So we you gotta love New York. So we go there for, I guess, the entree portion of the evening.
Yeah.
So we're sitting outside, we're eating. There are, was it mice or was it rats? Was it mice or rats?
It was mice. It was mice.
There were mice
a
running
whole
around our
family
feet.
of them.
Like running around our feet, but we were sitting outside, like we're on the street.
In their defense.
In their defense, we're outside. There are mice just running around. And this is what I love about New York. We just kept on eating.
We just put our feet up.
Put our feet up and kept on eating.
So the question is, would you put your feet up and keep eating?
Or would you leave?
Or would you leave? Because the pasta is
It's so good.
good.
It was so good.
It was worth having the mice dance around our feet.
But it's just, I mean, I'm like, this is so New York.
And when
It's
we-
just like, whatever.
And
Let's
when we
keep eating.
told the waiter, he was
was
like, "You're outside. What do you want me to do? You're outside."
Yeah. So funny. It was so good, though.
It was really good. We can still catch that pasta. It's just at a new location.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're outside in meatpacking. I mean, I'm happy it wasn't rats, honestly.
So, if it had been rats, would we have gotten up?
I don't know. It would depend on how big the rats are.
A rat ran over my foot one time in Baltimore.
A what?
A rat. It ran over my foot. It ran
That's
over my foot in Baltimore one
disgusting.
time. Yeah. So, but I wasn't at a restaurant. I was just walking down the street.
I used to run up and down the West Side Highway, and I was running one day, and as I'm running, the rat comes out of the bushes, like, and intersects with my foot, and I'm like, I kick the rat like another 20 feet as I'm running, because it catches like the back of my heel as I'm running. Yeah,
Ew.
it was so disgusting. Yeah, and it happened so fast. You know, I'm running. You know, it's like, you know, I'm not super fast, but 9-minute miles. Like, I'm running. Like,
Do you remember when New York brought in the rat czar? Not that long ago.
Oh yeah.
Did she ever fix the problem?
I don't think so. I don't know how
They
you.
like-
I don't know how
they
you.
like
would-
had the-
I don't know
they
how
had
you
the
would
rat-
fix this problem.
They had the rat czar lady on the news, and she's like, "Yeah, we gotta starve them out." And I'm like, "Girl, we have the worst conversations over food.
Food.
We really do."
I just never happened to chance upon them. I think the whole time I lived in New York, specifically in my neighborhood, because I would see them all over the place everywhere else. But I feel like up and down my block, probably only 3 times. There was one time though, trying to be romantic.
You were trying to be romantic?
Yeah, well, and this is probably why I don't try to be romantic. We grabbed a bottle of champagne and went to Battery Park, but it was at night.
Oh my
God. We lasted like 2 minutes. Like, we went out there and we were just sitting on the bench and like popped open the bottle, and the next thing you know, we're looking around and there's just rats, like just everywhere. I was like, oh no, let's see. This is why you shouldn't be romantic.
This is why you should never be romantic. Just sit your ass in the house.
Right, go right back on home. So we're gonna finish up here. We hope you like this time that you shared with us in the city today. We are definitely gonna do another New York City episode. Yeah, this was just a pit stop for us. And you know, when we have more time.
One of our favorite events up here is the U.S. Open. So maybe we'll come back
for the Open. Yeah. U.S. Open, so much fun.
It's such a good time.
If you ever get the opportunity, it is worth every penny.
Yeah.
There's a whole range of tickets you can buy as well. There's some that just like get you on the grounds, and even being just on the grounds is
fun. Because they have these huge projectors everywhere, and these people like kind of just bring a blanket and sit out on the lawn, and you can watch it like out. You don't have to pay, you know, all the money to sit in the sand.
Yeah, and there's activities, and then there's restaurants. Like we should just do a lot.
There's shopping.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So we'll show you when we do come back for it. We'll show you both sides of it, how you can do it. Wings style and how you can do a Caviar style.
So we'll see you guys back in New York in September.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.